The world needs science and science needs women. That's the motto of the For Women in Science International Awards program. Created in 1998, the honor is dished out every year by L'Oréal and UNESCO for exceptional women researchers and their contributions to the progress of science. And this year, the foundation launched the 15th edition of the Sub-Saharan African Young Talent program, awarding selection to 25 doctoral and 5 postdoctoral students. And we have the pleasure of being joined by one of those recipients from Tanzania, Happyness Ngonyani, awarded for her work ensuring equal and sustainable access to water, particularly for indigenous communities in Tanzania and neighboring Kenya. Thank you so much for joining us, Happyness, on the show. I want you to just please explain your research and why it is so crucial at this stage in Tanzania.
Thank you for having me. So my research is actually focusing on the integration of traditional knowledge and emerging technologies so that we can have sustainable water resource management. And this is because climate change actually is affecting the water cycle, causing floods and drought. We see ice melting. And because of this issue that we are having, we are calling now for the global call on the sustainable management while we are doing the mitigation activities. That's why we want to manage our water so that our future generations can have it as a major resource. You know, having water means you have life. So that's why this research is very important.
Water is life, and that speaks to why this is so crucial. Just tell me, what is the current state of water access in the country?
Actually, my research is focusing on Mara River Basin. That is the shared transboundary water resource between Tanzania and Kenya. We have access to water, but what we are focusing on the future and this climate change, how is it going to impact the water resources around the globe? But particularly my research will focus on water resource management in Mara River Basin. That is where the research is focusing on.
And that basin, why is it so crucial to the indigenous community? How do you think that your research is basically, your knowledge of the indigenous community is going to be helping that research?
We are considering the traditional knowledge to be integrated into science knowledge because we believe that traditional knowledge has something to do in management, in conservation. So all of this, when we integrate the two of them, we can have a really nice conservation and management activities.
And now this award that you've been provided is obviously focusing on women making their mark in science and the progress of science. What advice would you give to young women across the continent who aspire to pursue careers in science and technology?
Actually, science is very nice. Science or education does not mean that being a woman you cannot do well in science. No, actually you can do well in science. So I call for the girls back there that you girls, you have the potential. You have that thing, you can do your own and you can create your own world in this science. And being able to do well in science is not like you need to be a man to be a scientist. You can be a woman. That's why these days programs like UNESCO, L'Oréal, they are there to help women to advance in science. That's why they are doing these programs to support women actually to engage in science. So I call for the girls back there to engage in science. It's really interesting.
Very interesting, and we see if those words do ring true. Of course, it will be very good to see that happening. Happyness Ngonyani, thank you so much for just spreading your word. Happyness there, focusing her research on that basin in Tanzania, on the water access there.